Hello, Sula here from MistyHilltops.com. Thanks for stopping by. In this video, I'm working on a scrapbook layout that I'm entitling Arrival, and I'm using the digital scrapbooking kit, a Scenic Route Epic Views by Kristin Cronin-Barrow, which is a Sweet Shop designer. And I have created this page. This is actually a new for a new album. I have finished my other parts of the previous albums before that, and so I'm starting a new one that is about a hiking trip that we did for 2 days, and so this is the second page of it. I believe. I think I already did another page before this. So anyways, I did design this page in Silhouette Studio. It's a 6x6 page spread with a double page spread, so it's 6x12, but it's two 6x6 layouts basically. And I have designed every parts of this layout in Silhouette Studio, then prepared all the papers for printing. Sadly, that beautiful landscape patterned paper will be mostly covered up, but that's what it is. There will be the photos that will go there. But here I have these two strips, one of the same just arrow patterned paper. That one goes to all the way to the right side there of the layout, and then one is on the left side, but not entirely at the left side. And then I have this circle that needs to go underneath. So I remembered that before I need to glue things down, I can just go ahead and put the layers that go underneath this paper piece. But then I realized, no, I think that circle can go on top there. That's how I wanted it to be. So I had already put the glue down on it, and then realized, oh, I should put that part down first. And then I wasn't so concerned with it being all the way to the edge there, because this paper strip that is like a paper flag will be covered up by the photos at that point. So I think originally I had planned it to go a little more all the way to the edge there, but it doesn't matter on the actual page how it ends up being. So as usual, I have run a card around the edges to distress all the pattern papers, except for the ones that kind of go along any outer edge of this layout. So if it's along an outer edge, I usually do not distress it, because it makes it easier with keeping it less bulky. Well, I'm not sure if that even matters, but anyway, for some reason I'm doing that way. I guess it makes it easier to flip pages and things like that. So then I'm ready to put the photos, because I think there's nothing that needs to go underneath the photos at this point anymore. And so I am starting by gluing down the photos. And as usual, I am starting with the side that is on the edge, of that one, the right side inner edge there of the right side layout, and then I'm doing the same with the other there. I will start with the edge before I put the papers down. And so here you can still see those little mountains there in the background, but like I said, it'll be mostly covered up. So then I have some of the elements that can go to the various places there, and I have some word strips that actually came with this digital scrapbooking kit, and then I created a whole bunch of flowers. Some of them I just cut with my Silhouette, I believe, and then just shaped it with a ball stylus, and then the other ones I have from a die cut, and then just watercolored them in a similar tone or hue as the papers there. So the pattern papers, trying to match things up. And there's a little die cut button. I like to use die cut buttons because they are much flatter than any of the other real buttons, although I have a whole collection of buttons that I can use on my pages. But I find buttons are really kind of bulky when you want to keep your pages mostly flat. The flowers will add that too. And here I have a little stamen piece, and that will go on the page. And I do find that flowers with stamen parts will get a lot bulkier on my pages than if I just use like a little diamond sparkle sticker thingy there to go in the center of the flower. So but I try to mix things up, and I'm not too bothered when I put this together. So there should be already on my YouTube channel so the albums that I made previously that are 6x6 or scrapbook albums. I'm not talking about the mini albums that I create, but these are actual scrapbook pages. And so there are examples of these in previous videos of how I use these flowers. So anyway, here I'm still cutting off parts and bits of these flowers. And so what I wanted to say about the other albums there is the way I will put them together is I will then create strips for the binding that I will be able to glue together by back to back. And then I will be able to glue the pages on top of this or mount them there. And so there will always be a little gusset between the two pages. And so, and depending on, I can actually be a little, make it varied. So depending on how bulky the stuff on the pages, I can add a little more of a gusset or a little less of a gusset. It doesn't really matter. And so I like this. And even so, when I open up the album, the pages will open flat. And that is the best thing that I like about these albums. And what I do is I do not glue the spine part of the book. I do not glue it to the backside of the binding pieces there. I leave it free like it is in real books that you can get in a store. And so that allows every page in this album to then lie completely flat as you open it. So anyways, here are these watercolored flowers. I have already added the other three flowers. I usually try to create clusters of 3 things because that's a kind of a design element, and trying to put it in a triangle, not to just in one row or something. Although sometimes it doesn't work out that way, but I'm not too dogmatic about it has to be this way, but it helps with making things look pretty. And so I usually try to find 3 spots where I do my embellishing there. And so there were some pieces that came with this digital scrapbook kit, like the pictures. There are some that I cut out with some of my die cut that look like stamps, and then others just with a circle. So I try to vary the elements that I'm adding here, but I always love to add flowers to my pages. And then at this point, the flowers will still easily come off because the glue hasn't dried. So I generously applied glue to the background. And so that is something to keep in mind. Whenever I use the glue that I have, use it generously, then it means that the drying will take a bit longer, and so I have to be a little more mindful of that as I create my pages. But once it's dry, usually the things stick to the pages pretty well with the glue that I'm using. And so here all I'm doing is just adding the word strips. And again, these are actually not my own. For the most part, they came with this collection or this kit, and they were just perfect. It was perfect for a mountain climbing type or mountains in the mountains kind of a layout. And this is where we are setting out on our hike. So it's in a beautiful little town in Switzerland. So this is my layout done. I'm going to leave you with some more close-ups. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And I hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.